Hey again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm doing the second half of my what solds for last week. This is going to be November 12th through the 14th. Believe it or not, this is all eBay. I didn't sell anything on Facebook, Mercari, or Bonanza, or Etsy. I haven't sold anything on Etsy yet, but I'm going to try. I say I'm going to try to find time to work on it, but I'm still in the depths of dealing with the, just ending and doing sell similar on eBay. It's taking a whole bunch of my time. I have 80 some clothing items that are ready to be listed, and I've got to find time for that also. Get them, you know, my mantra, you can't sell it if it's not listed. I need to put that in big words. Make me a sign. You can't sell it if it's not listed. First thing, this is from my online estate sale. I say that a lot because I have hundreds of listings at this point and I still haven't finished getting this stuff listed. I still need to do probably 2 or 3 more hauls on them because there were so much. But this is from the Russ. It's by Russ. The dog's name was General and it was a rent-a-car company, I guess. But he sold for best offer of $8. I've been taking a whole lot of offers and sending out tons. If you're not doing the send offers to watchers, you really need to do that. It's brought me lots of sales. This is a Christmas ornament I picked up sometime this summer. Probably paid a quarter or 50 cents for it. I bought a bunch of sports teams and I'm down to just a few of them left. I did sell this Texas A&M football ornament for $8.96. I've mentioned this. I've even done a video about it. My great price that I like to sell the most in is $8 to $12, and I sell a lot in that price range, because when you're spending $1 or less on items, to me, it all adds up. This is a Lovey from Little Miracles. Very cute owl. And it also sold for $8.96. This is a Russ Love Puppies dog. 4-inch, so really tiny. And it also sold for $8.96. This is a Hallmark Snoopy. I have picked up several of the Snoopies that are pink. I think there's some blue ones also. I think the pink sells better than the blue though. And he did sell for $17.95. But if you see the pink and blue Snoopies, definitely check the comps. This is a Milton Bradley game from 1986. It was a travel Yahtzee. It was complete, and I think Robert picked this up, so it was, I want to say $1 maybe, and it sold for $8.96. This is from Toys R Us, 1991. Another one of these plush I've had for a while, and so when I got a best offer on it, I went ahead and took it, and it sold for $10.71. These are from my online estate sale. These were a set of Applause Dick Tracy figures. There were 6 of them, and they did sell for $19.95. This is just a Funko tiny Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure. Did have some marks on it, and he sold for best offer of $9.40. This is Aurora Destination Nation. For the most part, that series is okay. It doesn't sell for a whole lot, but this fox did sell for $9.86. This is a vintage orange raccoon. It said ROM Manufacturing Limited was the brand. It's kind of like that carnival style. It was kind of stiff. And the raccoon sold for $13.45. I love the vintage plush. This is from my online estate sale also. This was a Millennium Countdown bear. The clock did work. I had a picture of showing that it did work, but again, it was for $2,000, so, you know, it wasn't going to do anything. Excellent condition, and it sold for $22.45. This is a Mary Myers Tippy-Toes finger puppet. It was a puffin, and it sold for $14.95. I think I bought like 3 or 4 of them at a yard sale for a quarter or 50 cents. And I think he was the last one. This is Robert's thing. He always goes straight to the kitchen looking for this stuff. This is a vintage King Cutter food processor. And I want to say we paid $5 for it. And it sold for $40.45. This was from my online estate sale. It's Knickerbocker Animals of Distinction, one of my favorite brands. He had some condition issues, which I did note, and he sold for $17.95. This is my funny story. We've already shared in a previous one. We went to a yard sale, and they had 2 huge boxes of Harlequin romance books. I scanned, I didn't see anything. I walked away, and Robert went over there and said, "Did you check the lots?" And the lots had excellent sell-through rate. I divided them up by the series of each one. There were about 300 books total. I've already sold one lot for $100, and then I sold this lot for $53.95. This was in a bag with the crowns that I sold earlier in the what sold earlier this week. This was a Chuck E. Cheese Helen Henny plush dressed like a cheerleader, and she sold for $17.95. So I think on that bag, and I think there was one more little blow up phone holder from Chuck E. Cheese that I sold. I want to say only $5, but it was, you know, but between that bag I sold the 2 crowns for $27.90, and then this Helen Henny for $17.95. So it was an excellent, excellent buy. I've mentioned we started selling clothes this year. I'm so far behind in listing them, but I have about 600 to 700 listed, I think. This is just one of the examples. This is a boy's hooded jacket, and it sold for $19.99. This is Baby Gone's. It was a Brianna rabbit plush, and she did sell for best offer of $10. I gotta move my cheat sheet right here. It's a big old whiteboard, and I can't see it behind my monitor. All right. Next is this Russ Snuggle Bear. I don't believe he came from my online estate sale. I think I recently picked him up just at a yard sale or an estate sale. This 15-inch size usually is in the like $15 to $25 range. I did end up taking a best offer on him of $19. I picked these up at a thrift store. I'm positive it's been a couple of years, and sold one of them immediately. I think I had 4 total, and then they just sat forever until I did this relist sell similar or in sell similar, and I sold one immediately. I only took a best offer of $6 for them. I think I paid $1 each, and I had 4, but I'm glad to see them moving again. This is a Cabbage Patch doll. I want to say we picked it up at an estate sale for a couple of dollars. I bought it primarily because it did have an original diaper and its birth certificate with it, and I sold it for a best offer of $22. This is an Aurora Dinosaur plush. Some of the colors sell better than the others. This one is the blue one, and I did take a best offer of $10 for it. I think this might be my big sell for the weekend. This is Ye Merry Minstrel Caroling Christmas Bells. I did plug them in, and they did work. I think I paid $5 for them at an estate sale, and I sold them for the $62.95. We've talked about how we've been picking up small appliances. This was from a KitchenAid blender that we picked up. I want to say we paid $5 for it. I was going to keep it together, but the blender did not work. I've already sold the glass carafe that went with it. This was just the plastic gasket and then the little blade that went inside. And they sold for $22.45. I think no, I've already sold the lid too. So I've already sold the whole thing. These are Clark's Loafers. I picked up once upon a time. They have been listed for a while. Probably paid $1 or $2 at a yard sale, and I sold them for $20.66. This is a Baby Gons. This must be the week for Baby Gons because I sold a bunch earlier in the week, and then this is a couple I think I've said since. But this pink pig sold for best offer of $10. This is a Hug Fun duck plush. Very little. Probably picked up at the bins or something. Maybe at a yard sale when I was picking up like quarter plush. And he sold for $13.45. I had another one that looked identical to him, but it was a different brand. It was, I already sold it and I almost pulled the wrong one. I just happened to look and see that this was the first one I picked up. And it said Hug Fun and the other one was a different brand, but they were identical. Robert picked these up, I want to say last week or the week before at an estate sale. I think he paid $1 for them. And they sold pretty much as soon as I listed them for $11.66. Always look for these. The film does really well, and it doesn't matter that it's expired, the vintage Polaroid. There's people out there that still will buy it, but the flashes do well also. This we picked up at an estate sale. I want to say we paid either $3 or $5 for it. It did work. It was one of those things. I looked to make sure that the battery area was clean, which it was. And then I just had to cross my fingers that it worked, and it did. And I sold it with best offer of $25. This is from Aurora. It's a Pomeranian Dog. I tell you guys all the time, I like to buy the plush that looks like specific breeds. You know, the Rottweilers do really well. Some of the Labs and Cocker Spaniels and stuff like that. But, you know, I picked them all up. The Dalmatians sell well. The Huskies sell really well. But this dog, the Pomeranian, I took a best offer of $8 for. This is one of the Peeps from Just Born. This is one of the larger 10-inch plush. I picked these up. A lot of times I put them in small lots and I can sell, you know, several of them together for $12, $15, $20. I did sell this Peeps though for $10.75. This is Thai Pluffies. I love to pick up the Pluffies. Some do really, really well, and I think last weekend's What's Sold, I showed you examples of some of the Pluffies that do really well. This Winx hadn't been listed but a couple of days, and I did sell it for $11.66. And he does not have his ear tag. This is a vintage Rubbermaid Lazy Susan. I bought it with some other stuff that didn't go with it, so I probably might have $1 invested in it, and it sold for $13.45. This, I don't normally pick this brand up. It's called Little Live Pets, but for some reason I did. I think I must have got it in a bundle deal or it was relatively cheap. And then I found out that this one actually does quite well, and I did sell him for $22.45. I have a typo right there too, but it did. I tested it and it did work. This was from Animal Adventure. I always say the Animal Adventures that are older, I get more money for, but this was one of those surprises. It is only from 2020, and he did sell for $44.95. This is a Christmas ceramic sleigh centerpiece. When I bought it, it was full of ugliness, and I just took it all out. There were a couple of small, tiny paint chips, but I sold it for $13.45. This is a Kelly Toy Rabbit. It is sitting, it's 14 inches tall. I think there was a time when that's how I did my measurements based on how tall it was. Now a lot of times I lay them out. Sometimes I measure from the tip of the ear, but I'll also measure from the top of the head to the feet. I had this listed relatively high, but when I went back to check comps, I always look at my offers as an opportunity to check comps. And for the most part I do, unless it's something recent. And when I looked at comps, I didn't see anything that was worthy of my price being that high. So I did take a best offer of $20 on it. You know, sometimes the market changes, and that's why when I get offers, I always try to go check comps and see what's going on. This is Justice Store, and it was just a little faux tail, furry tail. Probably got it in a doll lot and didn't even realize what it was, but I went ahead and listed it, and it sold for $8.96. Again, I don't have Facebook, Bonanza, or Mercari to share with you this time. So, you know, thank goodness for eBay. Thank goodness. All right, let me let you go.